G'day guys, just wanted to do a bit of a chill video today. This is not like a critical video or a hit piece or anything like that, just genuinely curious what you guys think about the future of the game. I want to share some of my thoughts about the direction of the game in general and to just speculate about the future. As most of you know, we didn't really get a roadmap per se this year. We got a small announcement that there will be 2 updates remaining in this current content arc, so 2 major updates, and that arc will come to a close sometime around September. So 2 major updates between now and then, and I assume within that time or around about that time we will also get the remainder of the skill trees. So around that time in September we'll have the end of the From Beyond content arc. We'll also have all of the characters done with their skill trees, and I just think it's a really interesting time for DST. I don't know if you guys realize this, but characters have been undergoing their refreshes and their skill trees after the refreshes. This has been going on for a bunch of years now. Like, it's genuinely been a long time since the characters have been stable, like not expecting them to update soon. And I'm excited to see the devs not have to focus on that. For once, it's kind of funny, I was saying this years ago before the skill trees. I was like, man, I can't wait for all of the refreshes to finally be done, so then the developers can focus on game updates, like actual content updates. Not that the skill trees have been bad. Most of them have been quite good in my opinion. Again, I'm looking forward to them making actual content that everyone can enjoy, instead of, oh, it's cool, I will check out this character for a little bit before I go back to the character that I genuinely like playing. Because that's kind of the downside about doing skill trees and refreshes. Most players, I would imagine, would only want to play as a handful of characters at most. You don't really get these people out here playing as every single character. So when you make a skill tree, it's an update that's going to appeal to a fraction of the community at best. DST is going to be in a very interesting position, and I honestly am not sure where it goes from here. The From Beyond content arc is the 3rd major content arc, or the 3rd official content arc anyway. We had A New Reign, then we had Return of Them, and now From Beyond. So I guess you could assume that after that they will just go into the 4th content arc, but they might not. In the last year or so, Clay has made a conscious effort to slow down the amount of updates that they release and make sure that they're more polished and larger updates instead of the smaller, more frequent updates. And they might choose to just get rid of the whole content arc thing and just do, hey, we're making updates, they're ready when they're ready, and they don't have to go into any kind of overarching system, I could definitely see them going down that route. But I also feel like there's too much lore, there's too much story, there's too many loose ends to be able to do that. We don't know what's going to happen with Charlie and Wagstaff. Have them even returned? Where did they go? What's happening with them? What's happening with Alta and the Moon and the Rifts? Do we get to close them at some point? Do we get to go to a new area? I don't know. I've seen some people kind of concerned that this little announcement means that the game is coming to an end, but I really can't see how that's possible when there is still so much that is left up in the air. We still have the sealed portal in the archives. Like I said, we still have the rifts that are open and we can't shut them. We have a bunch of other portals as well that are kind of unexplained, like the unnatural portal on the Moon Key. Like, at this point, all we know are who the major players are, but we don't even really know what their motivations are. Like, what in the world is Wagstaff even trying to do? We don't know. We can guess, And we know that he has used characters to his advantage, but we don't know what he's actually trying to achieve. So hopefully we get a little bit of information on that in the coming updates, but I don't think they can give us enough to fully close this off in the next 2 updates. I also want to talk about the way that the 3 major content arcs have changed. Like if you look at the first arc, A New Reign, it was very heavy in like early to mid game content. We got a lot of bosses that have become staples, like Claws, Bee Queen, Toadstool. Like these are bosses that I would consider mid game. Even Fuel Weaver now is mid game, I guess. But as you progress through to Return of Them, where you get the Lunar Island, Crab King, Celestial Champ, and now in the From Beyond update, it feels more and more that they're adding content on to the end of the game rather than adding content through the middle of the game. And like with the character skill trees, I feel like it's a little dangerous to do that because there are a lot of people that are just not going to get to that point of the game. And whether or not this is something that they're going to do for the remaining updates, I don't know. Whether or not this is something they want to revisit in future updates, I don't know either. But I definitely would like to see more content that is accessible to everyone. You know, new biomes, new creatures that exist in the world from day one, rather than things that you have to kill Fuel Weaver, then activate the void rifts, and then do something else, and then it shows up. Like some of the bosses that you access at the end of the game, you have to go through so many hoops to get there already. When I look at my favorite updates from the last few arcs, I think of updates like the Reap What You Sow update with the complete reworking of farming and all of the crops and foods and dishes that came with that. And I think that would be a really good direction for the game to go. A combination of revamping older systems that feel a little bit dated, a little bit clunky, could do with a little bit of love. Combination of that and adding some new stuff for veterans. I really like the quality of life updates that they've brought in over the last few years, like the changes to their crafting menu, adding the scrapbook and things like that. That has definitely been a step in the right direction. But man, there are still so many things in this game that unless you've got someone who has played a lot before helping you, or you've watched guides or read the wiki, you are gonna have no chance of understanding what to do next. It's genuinely an issue. Like even in Terraria, which is kind of notorious for having so many items and secrets and hidden weapons and stuff like that, you still have like the guide there who will give you a very, very general sense of direction and what to do next. You don't have that at all in Don't Starve Together. And a lot of people will argue like that's just the way the game is. It's meant to be uncompromising. You're not meant to have any clue on what to do, but what you end up with is a lot of features that just go unnoticed. They're just missed. I think things like the cookbook need a bit of a revamp so you can actually find new recipes rather than just having it be a log of all the recipes you've already found. And maybe you could have like little diary entries or Wagstaff's research notes actually giving you some kind of clues as to what to do next. I don't know, just my 2 cents. What are your opinions on how accessible the game is to newer players? I think another issue with adding content onto the end of the game is that kind of content specifically, like with the voids and the rifts and stuff like that. It has made it a lot more inhospitable, which appeals to the crowd of people that want a more difficult experience, but it definitely alienates the people that just want to build stuff. And when you get to that point of the game, a lot of people just be like, all right, cool, I've killed all the bosses, done all of the game progression tasks. Now I can just focus on building a nice big base. So it becomes a bit of an issue when the game actively tries to stop you from doing that. And whether or not we'll have, ways to close the rifts or ways to revert it back to pre-rifts in the coming updates, we'll see. Hopefully, I think most people kind of agree that it would be nice to be able to open and close a rift if you want to, kind of like with the Moonstorm, that you can turn it on, but then you can kill Celestial Champ and it will turn off. Like it gives you an option to have it on or off depending on what you need. In the last few years, I've been playing with a couple of mods to kind of bring a bit of a fresh look to the game. When I get a bit tired of the old gameplay loop, I've played with Island Adventures and I've played with Heaps of Foods and a few other mods like that. And it highlights, at least for me, I don't know what this is like for you guys, but I just want a bunch of new stuff. I just want stuff to play around with. New areas, new items, new weapons, creatures. Like, it doesn't need to be, a final boss for me to be happy. It doesn't need to be post-Rift endgame content. I just want stuff, things that kind of mix things up, make things fresh, like a Shipwrecked or Hamlet or Gorge, Forge, new things. That's kind of what I want to see the most in future updates. I'm still hoping that we will get all of the cooking stuff from the Gorge. That's been like number one on my wish list for many years. We got a few things, but we're still lacking like all of the oven things and a bunch of recipes. Even the ability to like get salt out of the salty ponds. That would be cool. I wouldn't mind that. And it's always kind of scary to think about the future of this game because it's tied so heavily to the future of my channel. Like, I'm a predominantly DST YouTuber and streamer. It's by far the main game that I've played just in general, but also the main game that I've made content for. And so yeah, it's a bit scary to think that the game might eventually end one day. I don't like that thought, and I really hope that they have content planned for a long time to come. I'm sure like I could keep making videos even if they do wrap up production of new content, but obviously that would be detrimental to my future success. But yeah, it's a bit of a scary thought, and I have made efforts to try and branch out a little bit as well. But I still love this game, I still want to see new things. I still want to play it. I still have a lot of fun whenever I do play it. I've made a lot of friends playing the game, and I hope to still make more friends playing the game. I've got a Discord server full of people that kind of met and became friends through this game, Yeah, I've been trying to like not put all my eggs in one basket. Been trying to play other games. I've been trying to make other videos as well to keep things fresh, even just for myself to keep the creative juices flowing. I've made videos about Subnautica, Terraria, Stardew Valley. They're all kind of similar-ish niches, like survival, crafting, sandbox kind of games. And those are the games that I like for the most part anyway. So I kind of gravitate to those games regardless. But it is a bit weird to think that this game might not be around forever. I don't really like thinking about it, to be honest, especially because my channel is just so tied to this game, and my success is tied to the success of the game at the moment, at least. Yeah, I don't really like that thought. I hope that one day I'll have enough of a variety on my channel to not have to worry about things like that. Some of you that have been watching my channel for long enough have probably noticed that I have kind of shifted my focus a little bit in recent times. I made less guide-y kind of videos and more just a overarching let's play of an entire series in one video. And I've been really enjoying it for the most part. It can be a little bit of a grind to get through 60 hours of footage to make one video, but the finished products make me so happy, and I've been really enjoying you guys enjoying them as well. Like, I've seen so many lovely comments and a lot of great reaction from those videos, so I'm hoping that they do well enough to justify doing more of them, honestly. Yeah, thank you to those of you that have watched my recent videos, like the Walter one, the Winona one, or even like my Stardew, Terraria, Subnautica videos. They've been so much fun to make. So, but yeah, those were all of the thoughts I really had for this video. I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say about the game and where you think it's heading. So please share any thoughts you have in the comments, or even better, jump into the Discord and we can have a proper back and forth about it. Yeah, I love this game so much, and I love being a part of the community, and I look forward to being involved in it for many years to come. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I will see you next time. Take care.